And welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play Myst Masterpiece Edition. When last we left off, we'd finished exploring Mechanical Age, and have now made our way back to the Myst book, red page in hand. So without further ado, let us return to the Myst library. Back in Myst. Let's give Sirrus the red page and see what else he has to say. See if we can glean some useful information out of him.
Have returned. Additional page. Free from my prison on this forgotten island of Myst. I see that you are. I am called Sirrus. I need all the red pages. I know. Must search and bring 2 more of the red. I am released, I promise. Don't touch the blue pages. That is where my right. For my wicked brother, Achenar. He is a man of distorted mind and senses. He disgusts me. Do not release Achenar. Thirst for destruction is not. Nothing. Never ending. Bring the red paper. Beg you, please release me from this prison. I promise you will be greatly rewarded. You must help me.
Well, with the red page we can definitely see Sirrus more clearly, and he continues to claim that Achenar is guilty on the fact that he is somewhat disturbed, and he has also promised us a great reward were we to work to help him free him from the red book. As promising as that sounds, I'm not entirely convinced by Sirrus's argument. In particular, the note left in Mechanical by Achenar seems to shed a little bit of light on Sirrus's own actions. Speaking of Mechanical, we shall return once again and retrieve the blue page of the blue book to hear what Achenar has to say. So let us head back to his chamber and, as quickly as possible, open the door, find the red page, blue page, out, back in there, no, full circle, and let's head back to the Myst book. And conveniently, the symbols have not been reset when we left the Age, so we can head back to Myst, like so. Now that we have the blue page, let's see what Achenar has to say, or hear what Achenar has to say in his defense. We should be able to see him more clearly.
Good. Still more blue pages you find. Bring more. I must have some more. That's all I ask of you. Long so long since my brother, Sirrus, wrongfully imprisoned me within this book. Stupid schemes. Pretty speech. Greed, which is endless. It should be perfectly obvious to you. He's done evil and he has destroyed all before. Do not bring the red pages to him. You must not let him trick you. He tricked our father. Hideously murdered our father. He'll trick you. He'll murder you. Don't touch the red pages. I beg you to bring the blue pages to me. Listen, you must obey me. Blue pages are my only hope. You must help me. You must help me.
That was certainly ominous and unexpected. As with Sirrus, Achenar is pleading his own innocence by saying that Sirrus has greed which is endless. But even more disturbing is the fact that Achenar is accusing Sirrus of murdering their father. Is Achenar actually dead? Did Sirrus somehow kill him? Or, I mean, this could be the mad ranting delusions of Achenar from being imprisoned in the Blue Book for so long, but the idea that Achenar could in fact be dead, and maybe even Catherine as well, that speaks volumes. Anyway, we've explored 2 of the Ages of Myst. And so we only have 2 more left to explore. So we've explored the Stone Ship Age and Mechanical Age. And now I think we shall explore the age described in this journal. If we look closely at the text on the spine, we can see that it reads, I believe it's called the Selenitic Age of Myst, so it's a very interesting name for an age. It has been a while since I have heard only silence, and I enjoy it greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. From the grassy hill where I am standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms in some distance from where I am standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh and the sky is sparkled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yet that strange feeling again. Perhaps it is the hot breeze that continues to blow from the north. Hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again, the feeling, and I am beginning to believe it is not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need all my strength to explore more tomorrow. I've had to return home due to an unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren desert land, with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrible desolation. The hot wind I remember has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, another lake now exists, and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of this world seems like desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Last night I was awakened by horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head into a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly the ground began to crack and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I've decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Even as the chasm has ripped into the surface of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Sirrus and Achenar and make sure that everything is going along well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw minerals here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some of the complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials, however it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course iron is abundant, but I have also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set and I look forward to tomorrow. The raw materials are all here. I think I will be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. Text seems to be disappearing here and there. Well, and I have decided 3 meters is not enough to support amazingly strong. To be one of my most prized inventions, IMX would never imagined it come together. I am leaving today in order to bring back Sirrus and Achenar. I've left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see here. The age seems to have subsided, to have stabilized. I believe the meteors have set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I've just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the last 18 months. Fortunately, I've copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust that I will discover logical answers to my questions. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age to which I hope to travel to soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. Also appears to be a diagram of a piano of some kind with certain keys that have been marked. And this appears to be a map of the Selenitic Age. There must be a lake with a crater in it that fell, although there doesn't appear to be any kind of landmarks or any kind of indications of what is actually in the Selenitic Age. But one other thing we've gleaned from the Selenitic Journal is the name of the books, the special books that allow us to travel to different worlds altogether. Apparently they are known as linking books, and they allow you to link to another world. That is actually a fairly significant fact, but when we return, adventurers, we shall once again use the tower rotation to find the access keys to unlock the Selenitic Age. Until next we meet.